Hey family. So today it's almost like a my thought day, but I have to speak out on a couple of things. That's been going. One thing that's just got past Monday, and another thing I just saw this morning. Number one, what just got past Monday? Well, apparently Seattle now is taxing sugary drinks. The oddball about it is that they're taxing sugary drinks, but not diet. Or, as a matter of fact, they're not taxing. I don't think they're taxing any other sugary drink outside of, the Coke, Sprite, Pepsis. I got a beef with that. Number one, I'm a Coke man. I drink Coke. Another thing is, apparently this tax is going to help with education and something else I don't remember. I briefly read the news article. But at the same time, this tax hike is going to help prevent people from drinking sugary drinks. Does that make sense? Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either. If you're going to tax the sugar drink so people don't drink it, why are you taking the tax money for an education if you are trying to prevent people from drinking the drink? So basically, if they don't drink the drink, where do you get the tax revenue from? So if we don't ever, if the consumer decides not to drink a lot of Coke, and you're using the tax revenue for education, what happens if they reduce their consumption? Where are you going to get the revenue for the education? You're going to have to take it from somewhere else, or you're going to add another tax on top of that one. Now, okay, there's that. The other thing is, if you're worried about people's health, why are you just taxing the Cokes and the Pepsis and the Sprites and not diet drinks or coffee? Or better yet, if you're worried about people's health, why did you tax the fast food industry? I mean, what's with it? Soda drinks. What is with that? If you're worried about people's health, you look at the bigger picture and you don't tax just one particular item because you feel that it's bad. Everything is bad. So tax everything. That's just my gripe on this whole revenue gaining process. I mean, it's not. It's actually a kind of a loop. It's supposed to prevent you from drinking, but it's supposed to get revenue for education. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, they don't make any sense. Now they voted 7-1 on this tax hike, so they're going to start it. But I assume that they're going to take it to the voters and see if we're going to repeal it. Guess what? I am going to repeal it, or I'm going to vote to repeal it, because it's not. It doesn't make sense to advertise that you're trying to keep people healthy by taxing just the soda. Yeah. That is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, on to something else. This one touches a lot of people. This morning, I was riding the bus, and this kid, dark skin. I'm not going to say the other word. I'm just dark skin. He came onto the bus. Looks like a bright kid. Had was one of those flagger vests on. So I assume he's either a flag or he's in construction. And he was looking for a seat. And he happened to see this white gentleman who had his backpack on the other seat. His backpack was taking up one of the seats. So the darker gentleman tapped him on the shoulder and asked him, "Excuse me, sir, can I sit here?" Well, the white gentleman kind of brushed him off and just scooted him away, saying, "I don't want you sitting near me." Well, he didn't say it, but he just kind of screwed him that way. And as the darker gentleman walked away, I saw the white gentleman wipe off his shoulders as if in disgust. That hit me hard. Well, it actually hits a lot of people hard, but that made me angry. Now, because it didn't cause a scene, I wasn't about ready to cause a scene, because putting yourself in harm's way, it's not going to solve anything. But it does make me angry that we still have that problem here. Yes, it's racism. It's a problem everywhere, and I think that if we keep going down this path of hating each other, that we don't end up nowhere. It's like going to a black hole. Eventually, you'll end up in a black hole. As you guys, if you guys watch my other vlogs, you know that I truly believe that we need to work together. The one goal of human survival. That should be our main goal. Not racial survival, not race survival, not racism survival, not individual country survival. We're talking about human survival. And if you guys listen to my other vlogs, you know I also believe in life outside of this planet. Are you okay, honey? You don't mind? No, it's not recording you. It's recording me. It's recording this way. Anyway, that was just my wife. She's in the room. I just didn't want to bother her, so. But she said, oh, it's fine, so. Let's go back. If you guys have seen my other vlogs, you know I do believe in life outside of this planet. And I do believe that it is a race. It's a huge race. As humans, we need to understand that this race, we can't win if we don't work together. We're not going to win it. There's so many things that can happen to us, and at this time of age, we're not ready. People say that the Earth will destroy itself. Yeah, well, every planet dies. We know that as a fact. Every planet dies. Every star blows up. And our sun is a star. It'll blow up. And it's a race. It's a race. It could be a million years from now that the Earth will die or the sun will blow up. But at the same time, months fly by very fast. Years fly by real fast. And with all the technology that's going on, every single day seems like it flies by so fast. Before we know it, we'll be in the millionth year, and we still have either we're still gonna be the way we are, or we're gonna work together. Now, for me, believing in life outside of this planet, they already found a way to work together. If it's true that they've been visiting this planet, it's not because they're smarter than we are. It's because they can actually work together and learn from each other. I mean, scientists have already trying to find a way out of this planet already. They've got engineers working, trying to find ways to propel ourselves out of this planet and into outer space. But having more talent is going to help out a lot more. Instead of worrying about whether we're black, we're white, we're orange, we're green, or purple, what are you worried for? What are we worried for? It should be, how do we survive? How do we continue the human race? How do we adopt another planet? Because we know that this planet is going to perish sooner or later. Now, I'm not talking about global warming. I'm not talking about, oceans rising. I'm far beyond that. Yes, we are affecting the planet's climate, but at the same time, even if we fixed it, let's say we fixed it, there is no more global warming. That does not eliminate the fact that the Earth will die. It is just simple fact. Now, the question is, can the human race find a way out of this planet and adopt another one before this planet dies? That is the question. Now, if you keep on, if you go on the path of racism, everything is racism. No, we're not going to find a way out of here. We're going to perish with this planet. Now, if you start looking at how the human race survives, forget the color of your skin. Forget about all these things. I mean, yeah, I know, I understand. Oh, gee, well, you can't forget because there's racism. Yeah, there's always going to be racism. There's always going to be racism, no matter where you look, because we label each other as a race. Not the human race, but an individual race, a country race, a color race. For what purpose? I mean, yeah, you can go out there and say, well, this race matters, that race matters. Well, guess what? You just labeled yourself. I can sit here all day long and say, the Asians matter. Why just label myself Asian? What I'm saying here is the human race matters. We need to work together. We need to get off this planet. Or find a better way to live. Because frankly, I'm going to tell you right now, if we're the way we are and we do find a way out of this planet, we're still doomed. We are still doomed because we can't work together. If you have racism and you find a way to get to another planet, no matter how much you try, there'll always be racism. We need to eliminate that in order to survive. And I guarantee you, it won't be very long before a life force or a life form from some other planet is going to be here. And if a life form is coming here, they ain't here to say hello. They're probably out of resources on their own planet. They want ours. You can't work together, human race doesn't exist anymore. That's what my thinking was when I was looking at this gentleman wiping off his jacket. Because we don't need to be like that. We need to work together for the resolution of the human race. We need to survive. Without that bond that we have to have, we won't survive. We can't talk about my race, your race, this race. Because if you even say my race, you just segregated yourself. We need to say the human race. We need to save them. I know I might sound like some bozo from some Rainier Avenue or Seattle, and what does he know? Well, I may not know much, but I know one thing. If we don't work together, we're not going to survive. All the civilizations that are out there, that have been out here for a long time, they work together for a simple goal of surviving. Whether it be the Chinese, whether it be the Japanese, they had a simple goal, the survival of their people. Now imagine that goal being more global, like the survival of the human race. Well, since my wife's phone ring, I'm just going to end it here because I don't think I have anything else to say. All I want to say was the human race should have one goal, and that's the survival of the human race. So until next time, later.